Yo, it's your boy Marcus from Moistiny back on the video. Today we're going to be talking about the future of COD Mobile Battle Royale and what we could be seeing going forward with this game mode. So as you guys have probably seen, there's been a lot of leaks about Alcatraz becoming a DMZ aspect. I'm totally fine with that. I think it wasn't something I was fine with when I heard it, but Alcatraz going to DMZ makes sense. Gives you like another DMZ map, and it's like one that everybody's gonna like. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of fine with it. Although I do think like we're kind of, wearing out our welcome, right? When are we gonna do that? Alcatraz becoming a DMZ map really shouldn't happen for I'm thinking the end of this year at the earliest. You know what I mean? Like DMZ is still new and fresh. It came out like 3 months ago. So we should be able to, I still haven't gotten a win on Building 21. You know what I mean? Like I have only played Serpent Island and I haven't really like gotten tired of Serpent Island, and I'm legendary. So I feel like we need more time with just these two maps, and then we can finally kind of dive into, okay, what's the possibility of another map coming in, or, rehashing a map like Alcatraz and bringing it over to DMZ. These kinds of things, that's going to affect BR because Alcatraz is a BR map, right? So are they going to take it out of BR and make it solely DMZ? Or are they going to leave it in both? Right now, if you hop in the game, right, you have all 4 BR maps are playable: Cry, Alcatraz, Blackout, and Isolated, which is cool. But, what's that? Is that going to change if they move Alcatraz over to DMZ? So that's something you got to think about. BR being the second most popular game mode in COD Mobile, there's more content coming to BR in the future, right? We're seeing on the console side Blackout 2.0, and that's kind of a big thing, right? Because if that becomes really popular or really good or whatever the case might be, we could see that in COD Mobile. You know what I mean? Warzone Mobile is gone. So that opens up an entire potential of maps to come to COD Mobile, right? I mean, there's a chance we see Verdansk at this point, right? If that game is gone, we could see Verdansk come over, which is the Warzone Mobile map in the original Call of Duty Mobile or Call of Duty Warzone BR map. So there's a lot of options, right? You got Fortune's Keep, Caldera, Al Mazrah, Urzikstan, Vondel Island. I mean, that's a lot of maps right there that I just rattled off. Those are all DMZ maps over the past 6 years that we've had. And I mean, some of them are good, some of them are bad, some of them are somewhere in the middle. But I think there's a good chance that we're going to see at least a couple of those over the next couple of years coming to COD Mobile. Now, if you are a console player, you're probably pretty aware of what those maps are, which ones are good, bad, ugly, things of that nature, right? The Vanguard maps like Caldera and I believe Fortune's Keep, those weren't as necessarily well loved. But there's also, Urzikstan, which I feel like a lot of people generally liked. Then you got Al Mazrah that people didn't like. I personally hated Al Mazrah, which was actually supposed to be the next Warzone Mobile BR map for people who don't know. And then you could get Verdansk. I think everybody genuinely likes Verdansk, even though they're kind of tired of it and it's played out. I'm totally fine with hopping back into it. I don't know. I just don't know what the future of COD Mobile Battle Royale holds, right? Is it just kind of filler? To me, it's been filler for a while, right? Like, I don't enjoy it to that degree. A lot of people out there, they still really enjoy it and they grind it out and they play it like crazy. That's just not me. So I'm wondering what the future is of this mode, right? Because if DMZ comes in, DMZ and BR are much more closely related than BR and multiplayer. I feel like. I mean, I feel like there's a reason they're trying to drag that map, Alcatraz, into DMZ, right? I think they're much more closely related, and you kind of, both of them, you hop in, you're trying to survive for as long as you can, and then you get out in one of them, and then the other one, you're just trying to literally be the last one alive, and that's how you get out. So one's more kill-oriented, I guess you could say, but they're both kind of doing the same thing. So I'm interested to see, I guess DMZ, could DMZ essentially kill BR? You know what I mean? Is that what's going on here? Is that what we end up seeing? That's interesting. I haven't thought about it like that. I don't think that's what they want. That's definitely not what I want, but it could happen, right? Like if DMZ ends up getting more popular and people just grow tired of the whole BR atmosphere, I think you could see DMZ kind of take over that realm and be the more popular mode and be like the second best game mode, which is weird. I wasn't a fan of DMZ on console the first time, but I hated that game, so I hated everything about that game. So, you know, looking at it now from the COD Mobile side, I can definitely see it happening here because I feel like the DMZ side is much better and not totally like just lackluster and boring to do. Here in this gameplay, you're seeing some Alcatraz. Feel free, just take time in this video now that I'm thinking about it, to go vote in my community poll, my championship community poll. I believe it's Alcatraz versus Isolated. It's very close, so go vote in that before I make my video on it tomorrow, or maybe the day after. It just depends on when I get around to it. Yeah, go vote in that. Pick your favorite map. The other three polls are already decided, so just vote in the last one. That is the most recent because that's the one where it's like super neck and neck, and your vote will actually matter because I've only got about 16 votes. So you can literally hit the button and you might be the one that makes it tied. You know what I mean? So that being said, I feel like I've kind of covered a lot of what I wanted to talk about with the future of COD Mobile Battle Royale. I definitely think we're going to continue to see, you know, occasional classes added, you know, some changes to the plate system here and there, you know, maybe some new lethals and tacticals thrown in, you know, and I feel like that's just kind of the cycle with this. You know, I mean, they've already added in, I feel like they're kind of out of ideas for classes. Like they've kind of added in everything you need to add at this point, and it's just about like, how do we keep people coming back to this mode? You know what I mean? I think they're working on it, right? They brought in Plunder, which is a Warzone mobile mode, and that's nice. I think that's going to be a good feature for some people. I think you got to start bringing in more like mini royales so the games aren't so long. That's just like a circle concentrated in one small part of a map. I definitely think like Alcatraz and Cry, you need to be able to buy your loadout, your arsenal loadout. If you might as well just make this like Warzone mobile at this point instead of COD mobile. You know what I mean? Kind of going in the opposite direction of the console side, because we've been on this side of COD mobile where it's like more BR based. Now let's get into the gunsmith side more, play it more like that, and then get back out of it, right? And that's kind of the cycle that we're in. It's very interesting to think about. Here, I just saw this comment in the world chat. I thought this was funny. AK-47 been meta in BR for like 7 years now. Man, if we could get good balance changes in this game for MP, BR, and DMZ, this game would be a phenomenal state. But like this guy said, I mean, it's the same gun's been the meta for almost the entire life cycle of the game. That's embarrassing. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Marcus Morstini. I'm out of here. Peace.